Our next caller is Lucan from California.
Lucan, what's happening? How can we help you?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good.
Awesome. So I have this written out. I'll just get into it. First, wanted to say thank you. My friend introduced me to Mind Pump about 2 years ago, and I haven't looked back. I made progress physically, mentally, and basically all aspects of my life. I don't have the exact words to describe the positive influence you have on young men like myself, but a thank you to the four of you and the entire Mind Pump team is well deserved at the very least.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Awesome, man.
So now for the selfish part, in the email thread, it said not to change the question. However, some time has passed. I believe that the context that I have to add will aid in your analysis and recommendation. So I'm on the last week of MAPS Anabolic. The program has been amazing. I switched my eating habits to, incorporate the whole meals, minimally processed, and I've really seen a lot of strength gains and aesthetic developments, especially in the shoulders, lower body, and arms. My girlfriend sort of wants credit for the lower body stuff, but I'm going to attribute it to you guys.
Yeah, don't tell her though. We'll make sure she thinks it's her. Trust me on this.
My question is two-pronged, and the second one will be based off of like the first answer, but I really just wanted to look at what I should program next. I have my eyes on advanced, but I also think an explanation of my goals may influence your recommendation. Right now, I'm strength training, so I can strength train for the future and the rest of my life. I would love to be doing pull-ups and hitting the gym well into old age. So given the fact that I'm 23, how do I program my workouts now with that in mind?
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Great question. All right, I'm looking at your question. You mind if I go through some of the stuff you said in there?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got a lot of stuff dialed in. You're eating mostly whole natural foods. Looks like you're hitting your protein intake. You're walking after meals. Your sleep. Nice. Here's where people your age always screw up. But it says here you're going to bed at 10 and waking up at 6, so you're prioritizing your sleep.
Yeah, that's good.
You got great results with MAPS Anabolic.
He's also playing in a men's league, so you're taking care of like your athleticism too. So you're doing a lot of, because I would have actually moved you into like performance, but if you're doing stuff like that,
if you're already moving, multiple planes,
and you're the way you work out now is the way you're always going to work out. Now that doesn't mean the workout's going to look the same. It means the considerations are going to be the same. Is this appropriate? Is this going to work for my body? Knowing the context of my life, my recovery, and all that stuff. At your age, everything you're doing, you look very healthy. You look like you don't look overtrained. You got great results with MAPS Anabolic. I think Anabolic Advanced will be fine.
Yeah.
You just got to be really good with your protein and your sleep, because Anabolic Advanced is definitely another level of intensity. You may need to. I'm not saying you will, but you may need to pay attention to outside activity while you're doing MAPS Anabolic Advanced, because if you find doing the men's league with Anabolic Advanced is too much, then one is going to have to give. Otherwise, you're just going to be throwing too much at your body. But I think you'll be totally fine with Anabolic Advanced. And are you going to try and bulk? Are you trying to gain muscle still?
Yeah, so I got to like 200 pounds. I used to fluctuate between 190 and 200, and now it's like 200, 205. So I think, I'm in a prime to really just like either take down the scaffolding or just keep, maintaining where I'm at.
I would go in a little bit of a bulk. Be consistent though. Don't go crazy, because sometimes what people will do is they see the strength gains, the weight gain, and they start to do this kind of dirty bulk. Which you'll gain muscle on a dirty bulk, but you're also going to gain a lot of body fat, and it'll make it hard for you to bring it down. So I would be consistent with a nice, clean bulk, MAPS Anabolic, and the gains that you got in Anabolic, you're going to see now amplify. So long as your recovery is going to know that, Anabolic Advanced is going to make your muscle gains really take off.
I want to address I want to be able to train till, old age and be able to do all this stuff. The thing, and you're perfect right now. Like everything you're doing, I think is a great balance. The most common thing that changes as we start to get older is the athletic pursuits that you're doing right now. And so that's where real consideration will need to go into your programming. Right now, if you train kind of like a bodybuilder in the gym and you outside, you play sports, you're getting this nice, well-balanced, not only physique aesthetically, but also functionally, because you're moving in all these different planes. You're also training a little bit of endurance and cardio in there. And so you got this beautiful balance. When that starts to shift and change is when you have to then become cognizant of it and go, okay, how do I need to implement some of that stuff into my training routine now, because I'm not doing that outside activity. So long as you maintain this, you're going to be okay. You're going to do it as long as you possibly can, or until you stop, but just be mindful of that, because this was me in my 20s, like all the way until I was almost 30. In fact, it was not till 29 when I stopped playing in intramural leagues for basketball. But I'll tell you what happened was I had 4 seasons in a row of major injuries. And the reason why was because I kept pushing the weights to get big and bulkier because I liked the look, but I still love playing basketball.
It was too much.
It was too much. I got to a point where, 230-pound me couldn't move on the court the way, and I just wasn't doing the work necessary to be the basketball player that I wanted to be. And my body kept injuring me and telling me that, yet I was still ignorant and kept ignoring it. So just be mindful of those things. If you keep pushing the weight, at some point it will start to probably conflict with whatever sport you're doing. And so if you start noticing nagging pain, joint pain, or potential injuries, or injury happens, be aware that that's what's going on.
Yeah, I think too, like another consideration, we have map symmetry is something I would suggest as like a way for you to kind of come back and reassess in terms of like just joint stability, health, and then also too like how you're performing left side versus the right side, and where there's any discrepancies. And so if you just cycle that in once, twice a year, in between your other programs, I think you get a lot of benefit out of that too. So that way too, when you're going forward, you can kind of bring that all back up so you're performing at your highest.
Yeah, I think there's a question too about trigger sessions up here. With anabolic advance, don't do trigger sessions. However, if you like to do like movements throughout the day, mobility.
Yeah,
you'll never go wrong with mobility. Here's the difference between you now and when you get older. Let's say you focus on MAPS Anabolic Advance for 3 months. You stop doing outside sports. You're like, I just want to get muscle right now. Totally fine. You'll lose some athletic ability. It'll bounce back real fast though after Anabolic Advance. If you go and play, and after a week or two, it'll come right back. As you get older, that's a lot harder to do, because your body literally, there's an old saying, if you don't use it, you lose it. Okay, that is one of the best fitness sayings that exists, because literally your body will get rid of abilities that aren't practiced. So what they were talking about, like as you get older, if you stop running, literally your body will forget how to run. Literally, like you're just not. You have to train it back, and it takes a long time. If you stop running now for a few months because you're lifting, and then you go run, it'll feel weird for a week, but it'll bounce back. You try that at 45. It's going to take you 3 months to get back into it. That's the main difference. So that's kind of what we're all, mentioning. That's why I like mobility during the day while you're doing anabolic advance. But it would be fun are you taking any supplements? You take creatine?
Yeah. So I take creatine, ashwagandha, fish oil, and colostrum post workout.
Oh, you're good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're good, bro.
You're doing a lot of good things.
Yeah, you're doing good. At your age, you're doing great. I can see you getting up to a good 215.
Yeah.
With some good lean body mass.
Boys and I will send over advanced anabolic.
Awesome. That would be great. And real quick, just with those trigger sessions. So I want to make sure I'm not overdoing it on the off days. So stay away from the trigger sessions, but is it like, okay, focus on the mobility, focus on like the walking and like the cardio. Is it okay to like, get hot, like get in the sauna, plunge on those days?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's all good.
Yeah, sauna's great.
I tell you what, if you don't have like a little mobility routine, look up the Prime Pro webinar I did, and that's like a good like general, just follow that.
What's the link? Is it MAPS Prime Pro?
PrimeProWebinar.com.
PrimeProWebinar.com.
If you haven't watched,
and I have Prime Pro, so I'll be definitely diving in. I haven't really like looked into it, but definitely will get into that and learn more.
Okay. The webinar gives you structure, so if you want something to follow, and I take you through. Yeah. So check it out.
Okay.
All right, Luke.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
Man.
Thank you so much, guys. Keep up the great work. Thank you.
You too, man.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Love to get my hands on that kid and his client.
Good
right?
kid. Good
Yeah.
kid.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Oh yeah.
He's doing all this stuff now. I could put 10 pounds of lean body mass on him if I could train him and watch him.
This is why I wish. This is why I wish something
super
like,
athlete,
something like this existed when we were that age, dude. I was so off on so many things.
Oh my god, dude!
He's so far ahead.
How much
Dude,
time?
he's getting sleep, eating whole foods. Like, I mean, it's already those are. Huge
but
things.
would you have
Good
listened?
kid.
Maybe if they were like the top podcast, I would have listened.
Yeah, no, totally.
that's true.
Yeah.
No,
Although
no.
I told you guys a story. I had a jacked fucking bodybuilder tell me what to do, and I thought he was bullshitting me.
Yeah.
He literally was like 3 days a week, lift full body, eat a lot of
You know,
protein, whole natural. I'm like, okay, buddy.
Yeah.
You don't want to tell me the secret? That's fine.
You know, it's funny because like my girlfriend at the time, her dad, who was like this total hippie guy, was like really trying to get me on whole foods and all this stuff. And I was like, no, you know, I was still eating
You're a
Carl's
hippie.
Jr. And you know, I was like, this hippie doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, that's a good. I don't know.
I wish
maybe-
I would have listened.
I don't think me going back in time could tell me what to do, but I think me, if I had found this podcast,
That would have done. That would have been the authority.
Right. That's how it would have worked. It would have been like, oh, I like these guys. Oh, he's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and then okay, and then it probably I'd have to hear it
Yeah.
a few times, and then I would, but definitely not like just me coming back and saying, you got to do this. But yeah, fuck off, guy.